Let's go, guys. It's Jeff Master Flash. Hope you guys are doing well. What is going on in the world today? So we're at Monza. Here is what I've got in development, and I don't know what is going on because every time I seem to develop a part, I seem to get it to fail, and that is the story of my entire season. Thinking, yes, the car is finally coming together. Yes, I'll get this part for the next race. And bosh, it goes and fails, which is kind of like my driving. Big fail. So, as always, I go out, set one lap in Q2. If I can get into Q3, great. If not, I don't sweat it. I do one lap in Q1 and then retire. And that is what I did here. As you can see, all the other cars are fast. The aero and the chassis of my car is yet something to be desired. It is about as aerodynamic as a potato. So yeah, 20.3, that's all the car was good enough. We got 5 red lights, we are away. So starting on the softs, gonna do the soft and medium strat, pit round lap 9, 10, maybe see what I can do. And I've also changed my teammate into Guan Yu Zhou. As you can see, I had to go a little bit onto the grass to get past Mazepin, which is quite standard really. But yeah, from 22nd to 12th, I'll take that all day long, in one corner as well. I know for a fact the car is going to be extremely quick around here, as in a straight line quick, as I went for a late lunge on Vettel and pulled it off. But yeah, in a straight line, the car is quick. Through the corners, it's not great. The chassis, as I said, is still something yet to be desired. Hopefully, by the time I get the Monza next season, there isn't going to be a next season, unfortunately, because I neglected it and left it far too late. But yeah, when 2022 comes out in a week and 1 day, or it's actually a Monday, a week before the Tuesday that the game is to be released, I will make sure that the car isn't a bag of bolts, as I have got a co-op career lined up, and I also want to do a lot of my team as well. I'm gonna get on at this game and do a lot, like I said, a lot more practice for league racing, a lot more practice, a lot more gaming for my team, not just my team single player, my team co-op as well, which is something I look forward to. Not only that, we have the F1 Manager game, which I'll be playing a lot on PC. Probably be streaming a lot of that to Twitch, and then I will import the Twitch stream up into YouTube. So there's a lot going on, as I managed to set the fastest sector 1, which isn't bad on the old softs. As you can see though, gearbox is something to be desired. Not only that, my electronical store is not great either, so whatever happens next race, I'll be changing all the parts. But knowing my luck, I'll forget to change them and have to take grid penalties anyway, which isn't to bother. As I've said, my qualifying is something to be questioned, and with that being said, I'll probably end up back at the grid anyway. Not doing too bad though, considering the gearbox is shot to bits and the electronical store isn't great either. But fast forward to lap 3, it's pretty much the same. I think P11, P10 is the best I can hope for. I made a mistake going into Ascari, but yeah, I think the Ferrari of Leclerc and Sainz is a little bit too fast for me. Not only is it a little bit too fast, I mean, it's the AI. The AI around Monza are pretty difficult to contend with anyway, and when they've got the better motor, it's, as I said, something to be desired. I am trying to stick in this DRS though as best as I can. I am trying to stick and keep up with everything, but one mistake and it's quite easily all undone. And when the tyres go off, they seem to go off. As you can see though, still running the old car livery. I do have a new livery set up ready to go for Sochi, which is next. There's probably going to be a lot of videos this week rather than live streams, as I'm a little bit man down, but Hope to maybe do one more live stream or two more live streams, maybe Thursday, Friday, but we'll see. We shall see. But on to lap 5, I'm still sticking with Leclerc in his DRS. But yeah, the tyres still seem good at the moment. You see the left side seems to be on a lot of a bashing, but it's all good. Managing to keep Vettel behind. Stroll, for those of you who don't know, is my championship rival. He's not Jam Pancakes, he's Lance Stroll. But yeah, lap 6 is all good, all Gucci at the moment. As I go for a late send into turn 1 on Leclerc. Should have probably left him more space, but what I need to do is try and put more of a gap between myself and Vettel, as I felt that Vettel was eking out ever closer. And not just that, I need to get back into the DRS of Sainz, which, providing I can keep doing what I'm doing, I'll be in it and I'll be able to stay there. Don't think though that I can continue to fight them, not at all, especially with everything that's going on. I'm just too slow, just far too slow at the moment. But yeah, it is where it is. It's all good, it's all Gucci. I'm going to be in the DRS of Sainz for the long back straight anyway. The minute I fall out of that DRS, it's going to be over for me. As you can see, look how fast Leclerc is in a straight line. You know, it's just really difficult. But yeah, see what happens. Let's see what happens. Up to P10 though. Can't argue with that. Can't argue with that at all. Which is good. Which is really good. I think me and Leclerc, which obviously I've clipped it at the wrong point, at a little bit of argy-bargy going into the Scary chicane. He spun out, and then that caused me to drop out of the DRS of Carlos Sainz. Sebastian Vettel is trying to make a move on me with the help of DRS. But what I'm going to try and do now is burn all my ERS and get out of the DRS of Vettel. Through sector 2 I'm not too clever at, but sectors 1 and 3 were pretty tight, were pretty good. Felt like I was catching Sainz and then he was slipping me, catching him, slipping me, and then it's pretty much same story all race. I think P10 though is the best I can hope for. It's the same, my team, it is difficult. As you can see, I did manage to slip Vettel, but still the same amount of distance between myself and Sainz, and that was the difference between my car and my team car and the Ferrari. I will get there, it's just taking a lot longer than expected, especially with all the parts failing all the time. I don't recall setting it to be on reduced, but it just seems that every time I go to R&D a part, it just seems to fail, and I don't recall setting it up like that, but it happens. It happens in real life, it happens in the game. A lot more frequently in game it would appear, which is a bit disheartening, but it is what it is. But yeah, I like I said, I don't know why I neglected my team so much. I shouldn't have, but I did, and now obviously I'm trying to make up for it the best I can. With obviously the new game is next week, as I said, and these videos, the F1 game viewing is tanking anyway. But if you guys can all chip in and do all the good stuff, like hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, promise there's a lot more content coming out for the new game, especially with setups. They're going to be a lot more subjective, they're going to be a lot more personalized, I think, this time around, especially with the ability to run 0 to 50 wings front and back. I think everything else though roughly on the car is still pretty much the same, like with suspension geometry and differential settings, etc. But yeah, it's going to be a lot more subjective, and I will be doing probably the F2 setups first, as I did last time round, as I caught a massive snap of oversteer trying to get traction, which isn't great considering the tyres are so old. Like I said, it's lap 12. I'm definitely boxing this lap, and yeah, we'll go from there. We will go from there. Managed to save a lot of fuel as well, which I should have underfilled really bad, but I didn't. So into the pits we go. I don't know what's worse. Pitting where Mercedes is right now, at the front, or pitting right at the bottom where I pit. It seems that the grids have all changed around this season, and that's where Red Bull and Mercedes are pitting. If you look, like I said, the Canadian Grand Prix was yesterday, and it seems rather than pit right at the front, they seem to pit right at the back, which is a bit mad. I don't recall that rule coming in. I came back out in P10 after a really good pit stop. So yeah, managed to complete a My Team quest as well, which is also good. But guys, I am going to leave you with the remaining laps. I'm going to try hard to stick with Ricciardo. It's not so easy though on the mediums, and as you know, for those who watch it, the car is still very much a bag of bolts. As you can see, Ricciardo just managed to pull 4 tenths out in basically 2 corners. Nearly 5 tenths now, which ain't great. As long as I can stay in front of Lance Stroll, or my championship rival, everything will be really Gucci, and that is what I'm trying to do, as there's a few tricky circuits coming up. Sochi, Singapore, which I'm not expecting much of at Singapore. Sochi maybe, Singapore no, Japan absolutely not. Just through sector 1, the car is not nimble enough, and it does not like changing directions too quick. As you can see though, by lap 16, I've managed to get away from Stroll, but Sainz and Ricciardo have managed to get away from me as well, which ain't great. Guys, wherever you are in the world today, hope you're good, hope you're well, take care, and I'll catch you in the next one. Remember, do all the good stuff, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I'll catch you soon. Peace.
gears. Mercedes team pulled out a fantastic performance today. They should be proud. So Anthony, what made the difference out there today?
Well, time management probably played quite a large role in the outcome of this one. As ever, it's not just about speed, it's all about maintaining that speed consistently over a stint, over a race distance. So being able to keep up the lap times while still being smooth on the controls and gentle on the tyres, that's really where the race was won today.
After an excellent performance at the Grand Prix, I'm sure there'll be plenty of celebrations tonight amongst the Mercedes team, and they certainly deserve it. Bottas passes his rival to take over the lead of the Drivers' Championship. Some amazing talent out on the track today. But Anthony, who would you pick as your driver of the day?
I have to give it to Joker. There was a lot going on all down the field, but they were the only one who I really felt maximised their potential.
It's time to check out the constructors' standings. Mercedes...